There is another app which is belonging to a private hospital chain, Acıbadem Mobil. They are also going through the same challenges. I'm using this app, for example, and it's really convenient. You can track all your past data. You can schedule your appointments. You can follow all your current and past information. So these are coming. I'm not going in all those, but there are many attempts, but still there should be more. And here in the government, in the public side, there are two important initiatives. ENABUS, which is e-pass. This is something that the Ministry of Health already started. This is again collecting patient data or public data in terms of health. And this is an initiative that has been started, I think, 3-4 years ago. It is not a big success yet, but I know that in the new program of the Ministry of Health, there is a real commitment to make it a big progress and to capture the Turkish population's healthcare data in one database and use it wherever needed. And I think the main successful public initiative was ITS. This was basically coding each and every pack of pharmaceutical in Turkey with an identical code so that you could be able to follow all the journey of that pharmaceutical from the manufacturing to the place where patient takes it. And this is a real success. When they started it, including us, all the healthcare industry, we were saying this is not possible. It's really very hard to capture all this data and track this, but it was possible. So today, I think Turkey is beyond many countries in terms of tracking the pharmaceuticals, in terms of avoiding all the different copy drugs, etc. So this is something we can call a success. And when we look at the real example, Eczacıbaşı is probably known to you. It's not an advertisement, just to give information. Eczacıbaşı is a very well-known brand in Turkey. Actually, our name means head of pharmacy. So our founder, very in the beginning of the story, he was the head of pharmacy in 1880s. And then the family carried this heritage, and they were the pioneers of pharmaceutical industry in Turkey. Afterwards, they expanded to other areas. Today, our group has many different businesses, but still, when you say Eczacıbaşı, everybody says this is pharma, this is health, which is a great advantage for sure for me, because I'm heading now the healthcare division of it. And well, how are we looking at digitalization? Actually, as I said, we also have the similar approach. This is a journey, and in our division, we have different companies touching patients in different parts of this journey, from the prevention to diagnosis to treatment to care. And here we have 5 companies doing all the different phases of healthcare, and our objective is we want to have an ambition for a longer and quality life for Turkish people and of course for surrounding countries that we are trying to expand to, and support the life journey for them. Of course, we want to create synergies, because if you think as a value chain, human life is the main value here, and we are trying to contribute to each of these phases. So, what are we doing in our setting? I believe it is a real important cultural transformation, first of all. First of all, we started from the business processes, because this is the easiest part. You can optimize your business processes through digitalization. So this is where we are much better. Then, now we are very much challenging ourselves about the business model innovation, of course with the inclusion of digitalization. We have a very standard business model in healthcare. I'm always saying maybe we are one of the rarest areas, industries, that is pushing something that the customer doesn't want. How? Our main customer, because we are not touching the patient directly, is the doctors. And when you see the doctor as your customer, because you are going and sharing information and trying to give him the best medical support, those guys don't have time. They don't have time to give you, in between all these hectic schedules, the patients, the studies they have. But what we are trying to do is, we are sending medical representatives. The medical representatives are trying to get in between all this schedule. And of course, they want to get information. They want to have social network within the medical and the industry setting, but they don't have the chance, and they are not really very happy for this. This is why we have to find a way to create a better mix in our business model. How can we use digitalization more in order to answer the need of the medical professionals in a more, maybe easier, more convenient way for them and for us. So this is now what we are looking at. Lastly, of course, the customer experience, the journey, the life journey. For sure, doctors and medical professionals are our customer, but also in the end, the end user is the patient. So how can we contribute to their lives, make it easier, especially during a treatment, diagnosis, care period, much more efficiently? How can we support them? How can we contribute to their lives better using the digitalization? So we are now looking at all those areas in different project groups. And of course, we are trying to get expert support from digital health companies. And I believe if we find the answers to all those questions, we will be among the pioneers of digitalizing in Turkey, in the Turkish local setting, at least. And as I said, this is a cultural transformation. You have to have the strategy, and I think we have it. And I'm sure it's not only us. I'm sure all the healthcare companies have a certain strategy around digitalization. But then the most difficult is cultural transformation and putting out all those barriers and thinking like Google thinks. And then organizations should be also tailored around that. Today, we don't have this. When you give the responsibility of digital health to an IT person, that doesn't work. Because never the pupil who touches the customer can integrate to this thinking, and you come out with certain projects which are not really beneficial enough. So you have to have a different organization around digital health. And of course, lastly, you have to have the capabilities to do that. You have to have the sources, you have to have the thinking capabilities. And I think all the healthcare companies should have to go through this as fast as possible, because time is passing very fast. And I told you the barriers and the challenges. I'm not going to go in deep in that, but definitely I think it's the healthcare professionals, I mean in the industry setting, the general managers, the sales marketing heads, the medical heads, they have to change their way of thinking. They have to provoke themselves, because I don't see this happening, unfortunately. Okay, so as I already shared some examples, we have 3 different maybe key programs we are already leading. Maybe I can just go in that. This is what I already gave you the little detail. This is mainly for the elderly. My parents have one of those, and really, of course, it doesn't ever replace the relative sitting next to the elderly and taking care of this person emotionally. But if they are alone, you feel much better, because you know that if something happens, for example, if you are traveling, whenever I'm traveling, I have the concern if something happens. But now I know if something happens, there is some system in place and they will receive the emergency support. So this is the objective, and we want to expand it further to Turkish community. There is one more. This is the chain, how it works. So we place some device, and this device is linked to the healthcare unit and the doctor and the nurse, and all the tracking information is continuously done. Of course, there is also a call center. Whenever there is a need, they can call, they can ask for support, but in the end, there is a full chain of care here. There is one more example I want to share. We call it iPad. We have a company which is producing radiopharmaceuticals, nuclear medicine products. And this company is very, very delicate, very important in terms of delivering the PET scanning active ingredient, which we call FDG, to the scanning centers in maximum 2 hours, because the half-life of FDG product is only 6.5 hours. So you produce the product in the factory and you have to make sure that this product reaches the scanning clinic, let's say, in 2 hours, either by plane or by car, whatever. And what is very important, the process of this delivery, the planning of this delivery, the logistics of this delivery, and of course the customer satisfaction of this delivery. Because you can call a pre-cancer diagnosis patient to a scanning center, and if this company doesn't deliver this product, this person will be going back home with all this very, very serious concern if I have a cancer or not. This is a very important responsibility we have. So we are touching their lives at a very, very critical point. This is why we cannot be late. We cannot let the patient go back home with all this concern. And all this digital tool is just designed for that, to enable each and every process of this delivery to be accurate, timely, and to be able to reach the patient on time. And this one is the component of it. This is the customer face of it. Now, when the product reaches the scanning center, we also have the possibility to be in connection with the user, which is the nuclear medicine professional. So we are able to give support, we are able to solve their problems technically or medical information-wise. And of course, we have some other tools. This is the maybe typical, more common tool we are using in our pharmaceutical marketing company. We are having our reps entering all the data about their doctor visits, about their events or their medical information. And this, we are doing the follow-up. We are able to track their routes, etc. But I think this is almost now in every healthcare company, this exists. This is not an exception. And what we want to do is, for sure, to excel in this area, to create a better customer relationship management. These are very, very brief examples we have, but I want to conclude at this point. I believe healthcare can totally transform itself if we are able to crash all these barriers in our minds, and I have hopes for that. Thank you very much.